Horizon Zero Dawn is what we call a post-apocalyptic universe. It's an action RPG set 1,000 years into the future, where you play Aloy, a young outcast trying to find her way in this world, which is a lush environment where nature was taken over and humanity is no longer the dominant species, and it's instead populated by giant mechanical beasts. Right after Killzone 3 shipped, a small team was set aside that was starting to work on concepts for what we were going to do next. And they came up with a few concepts, and then they sort of played around with what was really going to be our next project that we presented to the whole team. One was the one that was very close to our DNA and the sort of game that we were most comfortable doing. And one was really risky and scary, and things about it were so daunting to us that it was very scary. So we decided to choose that one, and there we are, and that's Horizon Zero Dawn. The team was inspired by a lot of different science fiction books, but a lot of Robert Heinlein, a lot of other sort of science fiction books. But we were mostly enamored by nature documentaries and Planet Earth and those sort of things. And we really wanted to make something that in which we could showcase the sort of a lush environment. We could showcase our prowess at rendering, a living, breathing world. So that sort of really inspired us. So the inspiration for the machines was drawn from different places. We basically first decided the function. What do these machines do in the grander scheme of things? What are they trying to achieve in this world? And they, once the function of the machines was set, we started to find inspiration from different places, from dinosaurs, from animals, from different sort of places. For example, one of the earliest machines that we showed was the Watcher, which draws inspiration from the meerkat in terms of its animation and the behavior of looking out for its herd and so on. So Aloy was always part of the original pitch. The original pitch was lush environments, giant machines, and this girl who's fighting against all odds and fighting these machines. Aloy was always part of the original pitch. She was always part of this game world that we had created for ourselves, with lush environment, giant mechanical beasts, and she was always what we wanted to do. Part of her design is obviously from the original pitch and what we wanted to do, and we organically started trying to evolve her. The other part of the equation is her story. We wanted a character that you as a player could use to explore the world, and her quest for answers about who she is and where she comes from is mirrored in your quest for answers as to what this world is about, and what are these machines doing here, and how did this come about. And so both those sort of dovetailed into each other, and that informed her design even further. We wanted her to have a lot of empathy. We wanted her to have a lot of love for everybody around her and want to help them, and equally not feel weak. And that sort of, hopefully our character design sort of conveys that, visually itself. Part of the story about Aloy is obviously one of our, I'm not sure if you've heard this, but one of our producers was homesick one night, and his partner was watching Dutch movies, and one of the characters he saw an actress, he saw Hannah Hoekstra, who's the face of Aloy, and he knew he had found Aloy, and then he called and he rang the office up, and we just got in touch with Hannah, and she was happy to do this role. Equally, we were just sampling different sounds and playing different games, and suddenly we heard Ashley Birch, and then that was the voice of Aloy. That was what we wanted in Aloy, and then we just immediately got her. We worked with a parkour artist or a parkour professional who could lend motion capture for Aloy's movements, because we wanted her to be really agile and really capable, and that's what we thought we could draw inspiration from. So that's how sort of Aloy came together. We always wanted her to feel a little bit more agile, a little bit more capable in that sense. We wanted her to be able to tackle these really, overwhelming odds in a way that felt organic to her as a character. So she wasn't this muscle-bound giant human being. She's a normal girl, and she has to be clever about it. So we wanted her always to be agile. The first time the pitch came around, the studio knew this is this beast that we must slay. This is the daunting one that we must take on and finish. And then from that point onwards, once we decided, there wasn't ever looking back. Obviously, it's a massive game, but we have a tech team who are basically wizards. So they created a tech that could help us, showcase the game in this way, and hopefully people can see it for themselves. It's a polished game, even though it's the first time we're making it. Horizon Zero Dawn comes out 1st of March in Europe and 28th of February in US.